So I'm hanging out with Gary Woolery, and we're at the 2009 Wavecrest Woody Show at Moonlight Beach. Now, Gary, this is a super rare Woody.
It's the last one. There's 4 Pontiac Woody station wagons, and all 4 of us are in the U.S. 3 of them are back east. I'm the only one west of Mississippi.
Wow.
Of the 4, this is the only straight 8. And the difference between mine is the side mount. That's what makes my car way special, where the side of the spare tires would be on the back of the Woody. And so that's what we have here. So it gives the length of the car, which is the 8-cylinder, and it's a straight 8.
Right. Absolutely mint car. Now, what year is this?
1938.
1938. Wow. I love the skirts, the way they kind of come out there, and the this whole front end with the what they call those, the old teardrop type lights.
Yes. This is very Art Deco. The reason why of silver streak is if you come over here and you take the picture of the front end and the lines keep going, and that gives it what they call that silver streak. And they do that on the lights, the little added lights, on the running boards. Mine's very Art Deco. On the hubcaps, all of it has those lines that give it that more unique look for the Pontiac. 1937, they made 3,000 of these.
Wow.
Close to the end of 1937, they hit a little recession, very common here in their U.S. So they went from 3,000 Woodies to only 1,200 Woodies. And they didn't record how many 8s were made because that had to be a special order. So my year is rarer than the first year that Pontiac made a Woody station wagon.
That's amazing.
So 1,200 were made. They don't have a record of how many 8s. 1937, no 8s were available, only 6s.
That is really a beauty. So how long have you owned the car?
Since the early 90s. And it was a barn find. It had been in a warehouse 4 blocks from my shop in the city of Long Beach, California. And it was put there 1953.
Wow.
So 40 years later, I uncovered this car.
This is really a beauty. Yeah, you know, I wouldn't even know it was a Pontiac, although I see on that hood emblem it's kind of got the Indian motif, which was Pontiac's real trademark.
Yeah, the hubcaps have the little Indians on it a lot more. Really what you would see, this Indian is more streamlined.
Yeah.
So you don't see it as pronounced. In fact, that's the only thing I could see when I was doing a termite inspection that reflected back at me, the hubcap, because there was junk in it, around it, and on it in this 4-car barn garage that the previous owner had kept.
That is, I love those kinds of stories, and underneath that, all that stuff was a real hidden treasure.
Absolutely.
And I love the way they got the air.
Yes, all vented. They really, 38, they tricked it out a little bit more with the venting, with the lines. And 8 cylinders would have this, where the 6 cylinders would not have the bucket headlights.
Right.
39, then all 39s, everything would be embedded into your fenders, where 37, 38s or younger would be up above on the fender.
That is really awesome. I'm going to go ahead and step back over here and get a look, because that's one thing about Woodies. They look as good from the back as they do from the front, right?
And this was something that I thought was a flaw, and it wasn't, because 37 and 38, they were still conforming of how do we take a sedan fender to make it bigger and wider to accommodate for your running boards, and they crudely would just add this piece and put these rivets on here to expand it out, because these were sedans.
Wow.
Or coupes.
Yeah.
And they just cut it and pieced it in there, and it got that width. And there it goes with the beautiful running boards that are very Art Deco, that none of them, Buick or the other car makers of GM, had that style of running board, which when I had restored, I got from the original molds from a man in Atlanta, Georgia. And he had the original molds, and that's vulcanized rubber that's like about 3 inches thick.
That looks, and it looks like it's very durable. It also looks great with the car itself. I mean, it really fits in and really helps set the whole look of the car off.
It really does. They spent some time when they designed this car, or this year, more so than 37, and then 39 became a lot of different changes.
The quality of the wood on this car is absolutely impeccable.
Yeah, Philippine mahogany inserts with the ash.
That is awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to give us some info on this car. We're going to have the video posted on our SoCal Beaches magazine website, SoCalBeachMag.net. I'll give you one of my cards, and then we can pick that up, and I can send you over a link to that. And I'm also going to take a few stills here when we wrap up, and we'll get this showcased on our website. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.